One more Marvel question.
Sure.
Do you have a Kang in mind? Like someone you would want to play Kang? Because as far as we know, it's still up for grabs, right? Like they probably chose someone, but we don't. They haven't really made an announcement about that. If you could pick somebody, is there anybody on your short list that you would pick? And for
I would
those who, for
do
context, Kang the Conqueror was played by Jonathan
Jonathan
Majors
Majors,
up to
and
this
they kicked him
point,
to the curb, right?
and they and Disney slash Marvel has let Jonathan Majors go. So I'm just curious, since he's someone we've talked about so much, and now we're
Right.
having this Marvel conversation. Why not?
I would do what I believe they're going to do. I don't think they're going to choose one person. I think that they're going to have multiple people playing him because remember, the Kang the Conqueror overarching theme is that he's this big bad guy in all of the different parts of the multiverse.
Right.
So they already have a bunch of footage of these Jonathan Major Kangs.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't need. I don't know I don't know how they're doing this movie. That's one of the things they were already going to change allegedly from the start of this phase because Ant-Man did not do well. Marvel says that they were planning on changing this. They were already meetings talking about changing this before anything ever happened with Jonathan Majors, and his legal battles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I don't know how this Avengers 5 is going to be because originally Avengers 5 was supposed to be the whole Kang thing. Um, I believe that's changing. I don't know enough information on how it's changing. But I think they're going to have multiverse. The point of that movie is all the Kangs, right? It's supposed to be the Kang War and Kang defeating the Avengers, right? That's kind of the thing. Which if you remember in Ant-Man, he even asked Ant-Man, like, which one are you? Are you the one with the hammer or something? I've killed so many of you, I can't remember, right? And that was kind of teasing, like, oh, he
Yeah.
about to kill mad Avengers later on. So I would just have a bunch of actors. I wouldn't necessarily stick to one
Mm-hmm.
actor. I don't know why I said anchor. I wouldn't stick to one actor. I would have John David Washington be one of them. I would have what's the guy's name? Daniel, is it Kaluuya? I
Kaluuya.
don't Kaluuya. There you go. I would have him play one. Whoever. I would have. You could have Denzel Washington play one. I mean, it don't whatever the budget is. You know what I'm saying? Like I would play around and add shock value. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, if I'm gonna go get Denzel, I'll purposely have Denzel do like one of his classic lines. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
just pan to him killing an Avenger, some like Thor variant, for example, and be like, King Kong ain't got shit on me, and then keep
Mm-hmm.
going. Like have fun with it. It's supposed
Yeah.
to be all the Kangs or a bunch
Yeah.
of Kangs. So I would choose a bunch of actors. Have what's the guy everybody likes? Damson Idris, right? That's his name.
Yeah.
Have him be one of them. I don't. To me, it doesn't matter.
Mm.
Uh, it depends because it depends how you do the story, right? Now,
Right.
if we're mostly following one Kang in this film, right? If this is
Uh-huh.
like one Kang's journey throughout the multiverse, which maybe it will, I don't know. Because it's an Avengers movie, quote unquote. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how they're doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It could not really be that Kang is the focus. It could be an Iron Man variant is traveling through the multiverse as he's trying to save the multiverse, but he keeps running into all these different Kangs and forming all these different Avengers teams that the Kangs kill. I don't know how they're doing it. I'm freestyling, but I think that's what changes who is the Kang. Like
Mm-hmm.
if there's a main Kang, then yeah, you're gonna need a strong actor to be that main Kang, right?
Yeah.
But if you're doing it where it's mostly focused on Avengers and Kang is kind of this different person we keep running into,
Mm-hmm.
well, you could keep changing the character. So allegedly that's what Marvel is doing. There's no confirmation. But allegedly Marvel is going to be changing up the variants of Kang,
Mhm.
which makes sense. We like I just said, there's all these rumors of who's gonna be Wolverine
Mhm.
in the Deadpool movie, right? There's all these different. Yeah, we know Hugh Jackman is the main one, but there's supposed to be all these different ones in different parts of the film.
Mhm.
You could do something like that. Uh, um, so I think it depends on the plot of the movie, is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I get.
there's a lot of ways they can do it. I have no idea how they're gonna do it at this point.
Mhm.
I would assume before they were all gonna be played by Jonathan Majors or most of them, but that's no longer the case.
Mhm.
I think you could even include Jonathan Majors today. He didn't get any crazy, sentence. His sentence was 12 whatever however many months of therapy. So,
I was gonna say that I was wondering if now that the dust, well, I don't know that the dust has settled, but now that everything is finalized,
mhm.
there's some clarity about where this all ends up.
Uh-huh.
I'm wondering if he pops out at some point
I I
and
think Oh, go ahead, sorry.
they kind of like hit us with a surprising, oh, look who's back, or look who has this maybe smaller role than they did before.
Right. Right.
So I did wonder about that. I didn't want to ask that question because in my mind I was like, that's, I feel like that is a possibility, especially because you're right, they have footage of him that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
um a lot was in the works before Disney decided to pivot, before he had his legal battles. So I could totally see them. I mean, yes, we know that a lot of things get scrapped and we never see it, and that's it. There's a lot of projects that don't see the light of day.
Right.
But there's also some where you can actually go back and say, okay, well, we have this and we have this concept and this kind of fits into the concept or whatever the case may be. And so maybe that's a possibility. I don't know because I I don't know. I don't think that it's, for the black and brown actors, I don't know if it's that simple
I don't
of
think
a
it is.
thing,
And I don't expect him to be in the film at
you
all.
know.
Maybe I think it will be footage we've seen already of him. I
Mhm.
don't expect new footage of him to come out
Mhm.
because they very publicly denounced him.
Yeah.
Um, or rather, maybe denounced him is not the right way to say it, but they very publicly cut ties with him.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to have any role in this,
Mhm.
unless it's old footage. But as a viewer, as a consumer, I wouldn't be upset if I went to the theater and he was one of the, Victor Timely
Yeah,
was
no,
still played by him or something. I
I
wouldn't.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah.
I kind of just
I
think it is
I
what it
don't
is at this
I
point.
don't see them giving him back his major role.
Right.
Um, I don't see that. Um, which we've discussed in the past.
Mhm.
That I don't see, but I don't think it would be bad for him to have a small role. I don't know. With Jonathan Majors, it's kind of still hard to gauge.
Mhm.
Things are too new as far as the sentencing that happened the other day and stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends how Marvel is seeing it. Uh, but I highly doubt he'll just return.
Yeah.
They would have to make a very public statement again because after being so public about cutting his contract or ending it, whatever they did, we
Mhm.
still don't know all of that information. But um, the fact that they publicly cut ties with him, they would have to publicly once again say like, okay, he's
Mhm.
gone through his therapy. We believe that he's, back on the right track and he's going to be Kang again. That's the only way. And I think the public would have very mixed reviews of that
Mhm.
type of statement, but I think that's the only way they could do it. I think if they said nothing and then we went to the theaters or whatever, the trailer came out and it was
Mhm.
all him, I think we'll be like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Right.
why is he just Kang and nobody said anything?
Yeah.
But I could see him having a small role of, like, well, we need Victor Timely to do this because without Victor, it'll never
Mhm.
work. And it just, here he comes with the stutter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.